Good morning, friends. We are 3 days away from our 1 year anniversary on YouTube. So the next couple days, we're gonna take a look at some of our favorite videos, make some of those on the channel for you. One of those is sorting videos and sign card videos and set collection videos. We're just gonna combine them all into one video for you today on the channel. Today's video is going to be about the revised edition signed cards. In this box, we put all of our revised edition signed cards that we had previously signed on the channel. And then in this box is all of the revised cards that we got signed at MagicCon Las Vegas last week. So we're gonna need to sleeve these up and insert them into this revised box. We're gonna try to do that alphabetically for you today. We're also going to take a quick look at some of the set details to give you a perspective of the size of this set. It was commonly known as the revised set, but it was also the third edition of Magic's core set. It was released in April 1994 after the Unlimited set. So there's Alpha Beta Limited is the first set that was released by Magic in 1993. It was released in two waves. We collect the Alpha set. Then there was the beta set. Alpha comprised about 25% of that print run, and then the beta set comprised the other 75% of the print run cards. I think it was 10 million cards total. Then Unlimited was printed in 93, and then Revised was printed in 94. So Wizards made multiple attempts to print an improved version of the core set before finally getting the revised set out the door. This set contains 306 cards, 15 basic lands, 75 commons, 95 uncommons, and 121 rares. It was the first core set to rotate some cards out, removing several cards due to power level or complexity, and replace them with other cards from previously printed limited edition expansion sets. At the time, the only expansion sets that were available were Arabian Nights and Antiquities, and as you know, we collect a lot of Arabian Nights cards on the channel, so that's why Revised is one of our favorite sets to collect. As with the other core sets, 6th edition, let's see, the previous printings of the core set had, they had basic lands on every sheet in an attempt to kind of disguise the rarity of each slot in the pack, but the revised update removed the basic lands from the rare sheet and kept them on uncommon and common sheets. So the chance of getting a basic land instead of a non-land card is approximately 21.5% for uncommons and 38% for commons. As with all sets before 6th edition, Revised had no set symbol on the cards, and the set symbol was created retroactively, presumably for use in Gatherer. So as you can see, like the Aladdin's lamp did not have the Arabian Nights expansion symbol on it. It just had no expansion symbol on it. Marked cards were available from mid-April 1994 through mid-April 1995. So an entire 12 months. The print run is estimated at 500 million cards. They were sold in 60 card starter decks, 15 card booster packs, and the starter decks included a rule book. They had a Shivan Dragon on the cover, a checklist on the back, and list on the back and last pages. Revised was the first set that was supplemented with a special gift box. The revised gift box was released on November 14, 1994. I've shown you a few of those gift boxes on the channel before. You can search the videos if you want to see what those were all about. They included 2 starter decks, 30 glass counters, and a flannel bag for sorting the counters, and an illustrated rule book, and a card collector's checklist. Revised is the first set published in languages other than English. It was also printed in French, German, and Italian, and had a black bordered and white bordered print run in the foreign languages. The rules, everyone knows the rules. They changed a ton of times over the years of Magic. But the revised set introduced the tap symbol, which was the slanted T that you can see on Aladdin's lamp here. It was a slightly tilted T inside of a gray circle. The artifact types mono and poly became obsolete and were removed from cards that had them. So Aladdin's lamp is now just an artifact. Tap symbols were added to mono artifacts where they were previously implied by the type. And the set also changed references to mana color in card text and to mana symbols. Revised had 5 cycles, all reprinted from limited edition alpha beta, except for the enemy color hate card, Magnetic Mountain, which was first printed in Arabian Nights, which we've seen before. And compared to other sets, Moxes were not reprinted, nor were Word of Command or Ancestral Recall, breaking the artwork-inspired cycle and boon cycle. So today's video, we have about 50 or 60 revised cards here that we had signed. This box is a 400 count box, but these cards are sleeved, so we probably have about 300 cards. We don't have a complete set of revised here, but we have most of them. And as you can see, we have like 4 copies of Animate Dead, just 1 ATOG. We have 4 copies of Balance by Mark Poole. You kind of get the idea. So I think what we're gonna do is start by sleeving these up, make sure they're in alphabetical order. Burrowing by Mark Poole, Death Ward by Mark Poole, the Dragon Engine that you saw previously on the channel, Dwarven Weaponsmith. I pulled all these cards out of my non-signed revised box. So there shouldn't be any duplicates in here unless there were like a really good card that we were trying to collect. Maybe I'll just do it like this. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna kind of lay these out so I can see all the card names, and then I'll put them in order alphabetically. Here we have an alternate art island. That's the kind of the purple sky, and then this is the flipped version because they lost the third island. I have seen the third island. It's more of like a tropical island that Mark Poole drew. It just got lost. I think he sent it to Wizards and they missed it, and it never got printed in the original revised. Well, it never got printed in the beta set when they printed the third lands artworks. Okay, so these are kind of in order by artist. Now we're on the Anson Maddox cards. These are all Mark Poole's. Now we're on Anson Maddox. Anson had about like 30 or 40 cards signed in Vegas, so we have quite a few of these. And a lot of the revised cards were fairly inexpensive. They're, you know, less than $1, less than 25 cents. So I had to pay $2 to $5 to get all of these signed individually. There's a Living Wall by Anson. I have another one of these on the way in the mail. So stay tuned. The next couple of videos on the channel will kind of reminisce our 365 days on YouTube. And I'll try to talk about what I learned in this year. I thought about making a video all about the things I learned, but I think I'll just share them in these videos. There's some Plague Rats. Here's a Sengir Vampire. And Shenodin Dryads. Siren's Call, I always like that card. Throne of Bone. It's one of the Lucky Charms. Now we have Douglas Schuler, Animate Artifact. Let's just do this. Good old Force of Nature. I have seen that artwork as well. It's really small. I mean, like, not as big as you think it would be. We have a playset of Hypnotic Specters here by Doug. Doug charged $5 for Sharpie signatures at Vegas. So if you're looking to pick up revised cards on eBay or any of the big box sellers, they do charge a little premium for signatures, but it's sort of a niche market. There's a Prodigal Sorcerer. I know a lot of people that collect Tim, and Volcanic Eruption is the last, almost the last. Unsummon is the last Doug Schuler card. Okay, no, Drain Life. That's right, I went back day 2, maybe on Sunday, and I got more Doug Schuler cards. So Drain Life goes up there. Glasses of Urza goes after Force of Nature. Both the other 2 copies of Mountain, because I had the Arabian Nights Mountain signed in this box. We'll put those before Power Surge. Righteousness. After Prodigal Sorcerer. Tranquility, also by Douglas Schuler. Unholy Strength. Often Troll. You. And the last card, Arabian Night, keep thinking Arabian Nights because they were reprinted in this set, but the last revised card we got signed was Wall of Wood by Mark Tedin. So now we put these in order alphabetically into the set. We had Aladdin's Lamp and Aladdin's Ring. Animate Artifact, I believe, goes before Animate Dead. We have Atog, Balance. There's some Birds of Paradise. To go with the birds in the background. Brain Geyser, 4 copies of Brain Geyser, and then Burrowing by Mark Poole. Channel, signed by a Twitch player because he has a Twitch channel. And then Circle of Protections, we have white, black, actually black comes first, then red. We don't have the other Circle of Protections. I think Daniel Jellin and Sandra Everingham drew the other ones, so those are tougher signatures to get. Contract from Below. I should have had him sign it on the contract. Next time I'll have Doug do that. Conversion, Counterspell. I think we have a ton of counterspells. We have these that I altered with a little pop art image on it, and these are just regular counterspells. I usually would get a playset signed. Here's a playset signed in blue. Pretty sweet. Creature Bond comes before Crumble. Demonic Tutor. I think we also have Death Grip or Death Ward. One of these comes first alphabetically. Let's try Death Ward. Death Grip, Death Ward, Demonic Tutor. Disintegrate by Anson Maddox. Disintegrate, Disrupting Scepter. Dragon Engine. Drain Life, Drain Power be the next set. So we have not 306. We definitely don't have the dual lands. There's 10 cards that are not signed in this set, but I'd say we have probably 50% of the set signed already. And Dwarven Weaponsmith. I'll have to do a count and let you know in the comments, in the description, how many unique revised cards we have out of the 306. Earthquake. Eye for an Eye, Fast Bond, a couple Fast Bonds. Fear by Mark Poole. Fireball by Mark. Flight by Anson. Force of Nature by Doug. Frozen Shade onto the G's. I think they'll all fit in this box, by the way. We have Glasses of Urza, Grizzly Bear, Guardian Angel, Holy Strength, Howling Mine, a couple more Howling Mines. 2 Howling Mines in revised, Howl from Beyond. Hercules Recall, this one is signed by Nene Thomas in silver. On the bottom. This one is not signed by Nene, but it's signed by, this was a miscut card signed by Mark Poole, who drew the card up here. A green card, I think it's Stream of Life. And Jeff Menges, I think this is Rock Hydra on the print sheet. So I had them sign that card. A beer token by Anson, and then the Hypnotic Specters to go after Herloon Minotaur. Islands, we have we have a play set of regular islands. I think Island Sanctuary probably goes first. And then the other 2 islands. So now we have all 3 artworks signed. Ironroot Treefolk, Ivory Cup, and then a bunch of Ivory Towers, which we got a few of those in other formats. Those up here onto the J's. Jander's Ring, JM Day Tome. There's a couple copies of the book. Juggernaut, and then Jump goes there. K, Kurdape, signed multiple years. Each time we go get Ken to sign a few copies. Most recently in Minneapolis here. Life Tap goes before Lightning Bolt. These Lightning Bolts we had stamped post Christopher Rush's passing. Living Lands, Living Wall. Lana War Elves, Lord of Atlantis, and Lord of the Pit. And then Magnetic Mountain. Some Mahamodi and a Mana Vault, that's pretty nice. Signed in gold. Merfolk, Mons, Goblins, and then the Mountains. Do this. We'll put these in this alphabetical order. Okay, so now we have all 3 mountains and some extra Arabian Nights mountains. Nevin Neural's Disc. Orcish Artillery, which is really good in alpha. Paralyze. This was a extra beer token from a Vegas event 4 years ago. Personal Incarnation. It's signed by Kev Brockschmidt somewhere and a couple other people on there. Phantasmal Forces, Power Leak, and then Power Surge. Prodigal Sorcerer. Raise Dead by Jeff Menges. Reconstruction by Anson Maddox, which was reprinted from Antiquities. Righteousness. Rock of Hydra, Scavenging Ghoul, PQR. Playgrass should actually be earlier in here. Before Power League. Put the Playgrats in there. We got a play set of Playgrats of an Italian. That's an Italian revised, black bordered. Rock Hydra, Scavenging Ghoul, Sarah Angel, and then Shatterstorm, which was really Dan Frazier's artwork. It's credited to Mark Poole. Sengir Vampire goes before Sarah. Scavenging Ghoul, Sengir Vampire, Sarah Angel, Shinoden Dryads, Shatterstorm, Shivan Dragon. We have one copy of Shivan Dragon signed by Melissa Benson. Siren's Call, Sleight of Mind by Mark Poole, Soul Ring, a couple copies by Mark. Stream of Life by Mark Poole. Swamps, we had those previously by Dan. Swords of Plowshares. Tranquility. Throne of Bone, then Tranquility. Unholy Strength. Unstable Mutation, which I get confused with Unsummon a lot. They look kind of similar, but the same artists. Unstable Mutation was in Arabian Nights, and Unsummon was in Alpha Beta Unlimited. Uthden Troll, Verdurn Enchantress, Volcanic Island, Eruption, no island. War Mammoth, Wallwood goes before War Mammoth. And Weakness, Wild Growth, and then last but not least is Winter Orb. That's it. That's all the revised cards that we have signed in the collection. We will, I'll count these out for you and then put the number in the description so you can see how many unique revised cards we have, and then maybe we'll try to go for the set. Undecided yet. We'll see how many cards, how far we are away from 306, and I know we have to pick up all 10 of the dual lands, but we just completed all 10 of the alpha dual lands, so maybe 10 revised dual lands isn't entirely out of the realm of possibilities. But appreciate everyone for watching. Stay tuned for the next 3 days as we count down. We have some exciting videos planned to show you some of our favorite moments on YouTube in the past year. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment below all of your favorite revised cards. Appreciate everyone. See you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.